Hello, it's 30 minutes past the 18th hour of the day. Good evening. This is News Tonight on GHOne television. I am El-Nurein, Abass, and it's an honor to bring you the news this evening. Let's start with the headlines. Coming up this evening, NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia accuses NDC of exploiting the Bawku conflict for electoral gains.
Ultimately, the NDC saw this conflict as an opportunity to play politics. So they told a big lie on me.
Coming up, Accra Metropolitan Assembly announces the start of annual ban on drumming and noise making. We will be engaging the AMA on the announcement. And who wins the 26th TGMA Artist of the Year? We will be live at the conference center to bring you updates. Stay tuned in. And on the international front, President Donald Trump's administration has announced incentives for unauthorized immigrants to sign up for self-deportation. Many thanks to you for choosing News Tonight. Remember, we are streaming live across all our social media handles at GHOne TV. I am El-Nurein Abass. Now, former Vice President and 2024 flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has accused the governing NDC of exploiting the Bawku conflict for electoral gains during the 2024 election. Addressing party supporters in Bogatanga in the Upper East region, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia pointed the NDC peddled falsehood about his involvement in the ongoing conflict and called on party faithful to put their differences behind them, unite and begin rebuilding efforts ahead of the 2028 general election.
So many unfortunate lives have been lost in this conflict. So many. And we should do everything to bring peace. We don't want to say things that will worsen the situation. Unfortunately, the NDC saw this conflict as an opportunity to play politics. So they told a big lie on me. You heard it. They said I had bought weapons to go and give to Mampusis to kill Kusa. Do you hear it? Yes. That was a huge big lie. And it impacted people's thinking. And in terms of the elections, you know, it made a lot of Kusasis very angry and all of that. But that was a big lie told upon me. But only God makes things right. And today, as we are speaking here today, the people in Bawku now realize that the NDC lied to them. They now realize that the NDC lied to them. What they said was not true. In fact, the NDC MPs in Bawku, the Bawku zone, are having a very tough time. They cannot go home. Haven't you heard that? Haven't you heard that? They are looking for them. After lying about me, now they have to go home and answer. Because they cannot deliver what they have promised the people. And they are not willing to go home. And that is the problem that they are facing right now. In fact, 3 or 4 days ago, was it 3 days ago, I was in Konongo. And when the Kusasi chief of Konongo heard I was in town, he took his people and came to greet me and to welcome me and to tell me they don't have a problem with me. This is Konongo. And they now see that this was a deliberate effort to tarnish my reputation, and I had nothing to do with this.
Away from Bawku, it was political showdown when the NPP took on President Mahama's 120-day social contract, branding it a bitter pill wrapped in broken promises. But the NDC fired back, defending its record and touting progress on flagship policies like the 24-hour economy. Here is a wrap of the 120-day social contract debate.
The New Patriotic Party launched a strong critique of President Mahama's 120-day social contract, describing it as a bitter pill for Ghanaians. At a press conference in Accra, Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomarkin condemned the government's performance, accusing it of political showmanship and a litany of failed promises.
We say this is not inclusivity. This is not inclusiveness. This is ideological cleansing. This is not a present for all. It is a government for only the NDC. We have two Ghana now. The Ghana for the NDC, where only their party's foot soldiers enjoy.
Afenyomarkin mocked key policies, including the 24-hour economy, calling it directionless and a reflection of what he described as the NDC's lack of seriousness. He also dismissed the recent appreciation of the cedi, insisting it was not the result of any exceptional economic strategy by the Mahama administration.
The dollar is weakening not because the cedi is strong, but because investors are losing faith in the greenback itself. So this is not an NDC miracle. This is a global monetary turbulence. This is currency recalibration on a planetary scale. So I'm telling the finance minister, go and pay the suppliers.
In response, the NDC dismissed the NPP's claims. The party's Deputy Director of Elections and IT, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, said the NPP had no basis to label the Mahama administration's first 120 days as a failure. He touted the rollout of the 24-hour economic policy, noting that several companies had already adopted the initiative.
Afenyomarkin is a lawyer. He knows very well what he's talking about. The issue of the 24-hour economy. Is it only to be implemented within 120 days? It's something that we are going to run for the rest of the years that we are going to be in government. And so therefore, the legal framework has been put together. Everything has been set. We are just waiting for Parliament to come. Even some agencies have even started implementing it. We know DVLA is running 24-hour economy as we speak now.
So you saw a wrap there of the 120-day social contract of the NDC. We have with me in the studio the Member of Parliament for Tiana Paga, the Honorable Muchema Bila Alamzi. Good evening and welcome to News Tonight on GHOne TV.
Good evening, my brother.
So it's been almost 5 months since assuming your role as MP for Tiana Paga. As a first-time Member of Parliament, how has the experience been for you?
Thank you very much. First of all, I wish to say good evening to your cherished listeners and the good people of Tiana Paga constituency. By the name is Muchema Bila Alamzi. I even realized the spelling was somehow wrong. Parliament so far has been so interesting, though the expectations I came to Parliament with and the reality there is quite different, because when you get to Parliament, you realize you are there to represent your people. You are not an agent for development. But when you get back to the constituency, it's a different ball game altogether. You need to bring in development. You need to cater for people when it comes to health, when it comes to education. Everything, they look up to you, especially when you're running a rural constituency like mine. It's difficult, but I'm up to the task.
Well, let's come to the 120-day social contract of your party, the President John Dramani Mahama. Now, some critics, the NPP, are saying that, well, the president hasn't performed up to expectation. They say it's been 120 days of bitterness. What is your personal reaction to that?
To me, it's very unfortunate for a statement like that to come from the NPP. People that marked, that praised somebody like the former president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, with their abysmal performance. You don't expect such people to praise NDC. And we are not even expecting them to say anything good about us. We are in and we are to account to Ghanaians, but not to NPP.
So beyond the 120 days, how does government intend to progress beyond these promises? Because in the past, we have seen governments make promises. Some of them do not see the light of day. Some of them are halfway through. Now it's been 123 days. We've seen the promises, those that have been fulfilled and those that haven't been fulfilled. How does government intend to progress beyond these promises for the rest of President Mahama's term?
So far, with the 120 days social contract that we have with Ghanaians, looking at it, we've fulfilled almost every part of it. We fulfilled about 20 or so. living cells, and out of the cells we've touched every part of it. Just that there are some policies that maybe it cannot be carried out, and it is not the fault of the government as at now, because Parliament is on recess, and there are, for instance, the 24-hour economy needs, the government needs to bring a policy statement to Parliament before they will roll it out. But here is the case: Parliament is not around. We are not around. We are in recess, and unless we come back. So policies of that nature, we've touched it, but it is not the fault of the president or the government. That's why we've not been able to fully execute it. But quite apart from that, going forward, we have a manifesto that we are running, and we are going to rule this country, we are going to govern this country according to our manifesto. MPP, they were having theirs. We are also having ours. During the campaign, they campaigned on our policies. They also campaigned on the I don't even know. We were having 24-hour. We were campaigning around the 24-hour policy. They were campaigning around was it Sisifiano? They were campaigning around Sisifiano or whatever it was. Wherever they go, they play music. Sisifiano. That was what they were doing. So I beg them, they should allow us govern our country. We are, at the end of the day, we are going to account to Ghanaians, and we are not going to account to MPP.
Let's remain with the 24-hour economy policy, because it was your flagship promise during the election.
Yes.
How soon should Ghanaians expect this to be in full force?
Soon, as I said initially, that we are expecting a policy statement from the government to Parliament, that is from executive to Parliament. From there, it will come. I know definitely when it comes to Parliament, we will approve it. We will make sure that it is going to help everybody in the country. It is a game changer. That is the best I can say. Sometimes MPP will tell us that we don't even understand our own policy. That is the 24-hour economy, which is very unfortunate. Very recent, they couldn't make the difference between cancellation and review of the senior high SHS, the free SHS. So if people who could not make that difference, how will they understand 24-hour economy? 24-hour economy is like, it's like octopus. The tentacles are so many. We are talking about microeconomy here. We are talking about production. We are talking about employment. We are talking about job creation. It is a lot. It entails a lot. So if they fail to understand it, I understand them. But sometimes I struggle to understand their struggle, because they don't understand it. Instead of coming to us or asking us, if I have my child and you don't know his name, is it not only fair for you to ask me, what is your child's name, so that I will tell you? So if they don't understand it, they should take that bitter pill and ask us, what is the meaning, or what does the 24-hour stand for, so that we will categorically explain it to them, open it up to them, so that they will understand.
Now, one of the milestones recorded in this administration is the appreciation of the city. But the NPP says that that is not any miracle by the NDC. I mean, how do you react to this? They are still having a problem with the way they lost the 2024 elections. So because of that, they find it difficult to understand anything that comes on board from NDC. They are telling us that it is not because of NDC, or it is not because of the performance of the finance minister. That is why the city is appreciating against the dollar. Is there any logic in this? Then we will attribute it to who? That is my question. They say that it's because of global happenings. That is why the city is appreciating, not because of the NDC.
We have our neighbors around us. And I can tell you that in Burkina Faso today, the CFA is not appreciating against the dollar. It is not at all. I even read somewhere, he said, Honorable Afenyo Markins, I don't know. He's supposed to reorganize this party very well for them. But in a way, for the past 3-4 months, he's a good politician though. But to me, of late, he's becoming a content creator. Anything that comes up, then he goes optically to say things that are not in order. I can tell you that for now, we are managing the country very well. We are managing the city very well. And they cannot attribute it to any other person than the government. And that is NDC, being led by the finance minister, the able finance minister.
Now, away from the 120 days social conduct, we just saw a video that's a story of the former vice president. He said that the NDC used the Bawku conflict last year to score political points, and currently now the people in Bawku are regretting that they voted for the NDC. You are a member of parliament in the Upper East region. Is that the reality on the ground? Are the people regretting voting for the NDC?
My brother, when it comes to the Bawku conflict, I'm always reserved. I don't always want to go into it because they are my brothers, and I'm not happy. Whatever that is happening there, I'm not happy with it. And currently, the whole issue is with his able Asantehene, and for him to mediate. So I wouldn't want to go much into it. It is unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, for this matter to be coming from our own brother, the former vice president. But what I can say is that let me just stay out of it and give you some clues. They gave us a game-changing. It started long before even MPP came to power. The Parlugu dump. I was expecting him to relate it the way he lost over there to issues of that nature. Your own brothers, Parlugu multi-purpose dump, which was supposed to be a game changer for the Upper East and the Northeast. You took 12. That's 11.99. So let me just make it $12 million with your cohorts. You took it and squandered it. Instead of constructing the multipurpose dam, we wouldn't be talking, if they had constructed it, we wouldn't be talking about lies and we have problems with electricity and whatever. We will be, everybody from Northeast, Upper East, we are hardworking people. And I can tell you that this multi-purpose dam would have served very well in terms of irrigation. People wouldn't have, that rural urban migration wouldn't have been there again. Are you getting me? You squandered that money, $12 million, which are meant for you to help your brothers. You are not talking about that one. And you are talking about conflict. In my constituency like this, there was no way. When I won the primaries, I knew I've already won. Because, for instance, there is a major road. We call it Naviu Road. The bridge, a bigger bridge, unless you see it, if you can go to Paga and cover it, you Ghanaians will run into this thing with the people of Paga. The bridge broke down around 2021. You are a brother. You couldn't fix it. We've come to you severally. We've pleaded to your government severally for it to be fixed. You refuse to fix it. How do you expect such people to vote for you? Meanwhile, when it rains, they cannot go to their farms. They cannot go to the market. They cannot go anywhere. I'm using my constituency because I'm involved here. China, Chuchuluga, China Road. NDC gave it out on contract. They had finished with everything. They were just left with almost 80% complete. You came and you abandoned it. How do you expect your people to vote for you? The Bawku Road alone is a problem for them not to vote for you. So I wasn't expecting him to even talk about the conflict because they are our brothers. And if anybody will not empathize with them, we are supposed to empathize with them. So it is very unfortunate for him to even go to that direction. But I want to tell him that that wasn't the cause. It was about the misappropriation of funds there. They underdeveloped. Most of the constituencies were underdeveloped and we needed development from there. And he failed us. So it has nothing to do with Bawku. He should try to stay away from it.
Well, Honorable, we'll have to leave it here because of time. That was the Member of Parliament for Chiana Paga in the person of Nimchema Alamzi Bila. Now let's move on to other stories. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has officially announced that the annual ban on drumming and noise making in Accra will commence on Monday, 12 May and end on Thursday, 12 June 2025. The directive, which aligns with the customs of the Ghana Traditional Council, is essential to promote peace, communal harmony and national security during this culturally significant period, according to the AMA. In a press release signed by the AMA Head of Public Affairs, Gilbert Ni Ankara, the Assembly stated that religious institutions, particularly churches, must limit their services within their premises and avoid the use of musical instruments. Additionally, the use of loudspeakers outside churches, mosques, and entertainment venues such as pubs has been strictly prohibited. The statement also directed street preachers and roadside evangelists to suspend their activities throughout the month-long ban. Mr. Ankara urged all religious and traditional groups to show mutual respect and refrain from making offensive or inflammatory comments about each other. He also clarified that funeral ceremonies and associated events are not permitted during this period in any form. The AMA noted that a special task force made up of 8 officials, personnel from the Ghana Police Service, and representatives from the traditional councils will be responsible for enforcing the restrictions. Residents and communities within the Ghana traditional area are strongly encouraged to fully comply with the regulations to ensure a peaceful and respectful observance of the tradition. Now, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Okwili-Oklu, has urged Assembly members across the region to confirm the President's nominees for Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives. She warned that rejecting or delaying the confirmation of the nominees would hinder development in their respective jurisdiction. The minister made these remarks during the confirmation of President John Dramani Mahama's nominee for Nyingo Prampram, Ga East and Tema municipalities.
A total of 31 Assembly members, made up of 21 elected members and 10 government appointees, took part in the confirmation process for the President's nominee for Chief Executive of the Tema Metropolitan Assembly. The process was closely monitored by the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Okwili-Oklu, who urged the Assembly members to throw their support behind the President's choice. At the end of voting, the 2024 NDC parliamentary candidate for Tema Central Constituency, Ebi Bright, secured a commanding 28 votes, representing 90.3% of the ballots cast. In her acceptance speech, the newly confirmed mayor of Tema pledged her unwavering commitment to the entire municipality. She acknowledged the weight of the responsibility entrusted to her, particularly in the face of recent political tensions. Ebi Bright noted that although her previous political efforts were concentrated in Tema Central, her dedication has always spanned the broader Tema area.
Your confidence in me reflects not only your faith in my capabilities, but also our shared commitment to the people of Tema. I will lead with integrity, transparency, and an unwavering commitment to public good. The resources of this assembly belong to the people, and under my leadership, they will serve the people. I will govern with inclusivity. My door will always be open to all stakeholders, regardless of political affiliation, ethnicity, or social status. Good ideas have no party colors or ethnicity.
Meanwhile, in the Nyingo Prampram municipality, Raphael Uriel Nate secured a 100% endorsement from the Assembly members. In his remarks, he pledged to collaborate closely with the Assembly to drive development and improve the living conditions of residents.
We will prioritize infrastructure development, education, healthcare, agriculture, and sports development. We will work tirelessly to ensure that every community feels valued and included in our decision-making process. I call on all residents, assembly members, and stakeholders to join hands with us in achieving our developmental goals.
Speaking to the media, Regional Minister Linda Akweli-Okulu encouraged assembly members across other municipalities to fully support the president's nominees to fast-track development in their respective areas.
The day has been fruitful. This exercise is very important because we want to confirm our MCs so that development can start. And so that is why I keep on saying that we have to plead to our kingmakers, our assembly members, both elected and appointed, to confirm our nominees so that development can start at the various constituencies.
Now, the National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations, in collaboration with the Celtic Networks, has introduced a Bridging the Divide initiative, a digital education program designed to close the digital divide and equip students with essential skills to excel in a technology-oriented environment. The program, held at the Awudome Senior High School in Chito, Volta region, aims to provide free Wi-Fi internet access and distribute smart devices, including laptops, tablets, and Android phones to students. In a bid to close the digital divide and prepare students in Volta region for a tech-driven future, the National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations has teamed up with Celtic Networks to roll out a nationwide initiative aimed at equipping students with essential digital skills. In an interview with the media, National President of National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations, Christian Akins Achu, disclosed that the initiative will significantly enhance the educational experience by allowing students to access online resources, conduct research, and maintain communication with their educators and peers. According to him, the association is committed to enhancing education for all Ghanaian students.
We are happy to say that the $300 million project that we launched 2 years ago is about to materialize. We are allocating about $100 million project for this PTA project, with a mission that all the children in Ghana, in their schools, will be able to empower the internet and device wherever they are. Of late, it's been mostly only at the schools, but the children, when they leave their school, they don't have the capacity to any device. So the PTA came in approach and partnered with us to be able to do that. So we are partnering with them so that all the students in Ghana, based on the PTA platform, can be able to connect their home with internet and device. One of the major projects we have is to do teaching and learning. This day we are in the 4th industrial revolution, and creating of jobs and so many things must be done.
Headmaster of Awudome Senior High School, Courage Meteku, expressed gratitude and assured stakeholders of the school's commitment to safeguarding and properly using the donated technology.
Students who go through Awudome Senior High School for 2 years would have learned a lot in the IT world before graduating into the university. But you and I agree that before we can power our laptops and whatever, we needed internet connectivity. So the Wi-Fi and the internet connectivity, the National PTA has launched today in Awudome Senior High School, will go a long way in helping our students in their research. Now you need it by data before you go online to look for information. It is now free. The National PTA had paid for it. Teachers will also have access to the internet at free.
The Bridging the Divide program represents a critical move toward digital inclusion, especially in undeserved areas, promoting access to quality education for every Ghanaian student. Now, the president of the Enidaso Parkinson's Disease Foundation, Dr. Vida Obese, has called on government to draft a national policy to support awareness campaigns on Parkinson's disease in the country. Speaking at an awareness campaign event held in Accra, she called for a stakeholder participation in battling the disease. There's more in the following report.
Over the years, Parkinson's disease has been surrounded by stigma, often due to lack of understanding and awareness. This has led to many individuals suffering in silence and hesitant to speak out. In view of this, the Enidaso Parkinson's Disease Foundation has organized an awareness campaign where school children from various schools painted images to help shed light on the realities of living with the condition. President of the foundation, Dr. Vida Obese, emphasized the importance of government and stakeholders' involvement in the fight against the stigma.
We believe that when we involve children and the public to use art to understand the condition, we'll be creating a community of advocates from children, parents, and teachers. For Parkinson's disease, there's a need for all stakeholders and government to come together to draft a national policy on Parkinson's disease and other neurodegenerative conditions. And it's also sad that the medications for Parkinson's disease is not found on the health insurance. And most of these patients already have other conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and have to now buy the medications for Parkinson's disease, and it's very difficult for them.
Meanwhile, CEO of Padiki Art Gallery, Sharon Dede Paddy, pledged her foundation support in collaborating with the Anida Parkinson's Disease Foundation in their awareness creation efforts.
From what I've seen today, we are most ever willing to collaborate with the Parkinson Foundation. And I think we can do a great job by bringing out messages across the country of what Parkinson is, how to help to tone it down, and how to help relieve patients from suffering from that disease. I think we need to organize more of these functions, because this is one of the best ways of bringing out. You know, there are a lot of people who find it even lazy to read a whole thing, you know, but once they see a picture, they will know what's happening. And probably there's somebody who will have money, who will want to help. Once they see this painting somewhere, hanging somewhere, they'll be like, let me go and help these people, because this is how it happens. This is how they feel. This is what the painting is speaking to me about.
The program, themed Brushes of Strokes, focuses on raising awareness and reducing the stigma surrounding the Parkinson's disease. With a vision to create a society where those living with Parkinson's receive proper care and support, the foundation aims to continue advocating for better understanding and inclusion for individuals affected by the condition.
Now, Ghana's Orthopedic Association is raising red flags over the country's growing gap in specialist orthopedic care. With rising cases of bone and joint complications, the association is calling for urgent training of more professionals to meet the national demand.
At the 5th Annual General and Scientific Meeting of the Orthopedic Association of Ghana, professionals from across the country gathered to tackle a growing national health concern, the country's inadequate orthopedic human resources. President of the association, Dr. Rafael Kuma Ametepe, said the situation is critical and called for deliberate investment in training more orthopedic surgeons. He also advocated for medical insurance for orthopedic surgeons.
And we need, at least in all the regional hospitals, if we have good orthopedic centers, it will help the populace. So we are still on it. We are still training. We have whipped up the interest in more and more of our younger colleagues. So we having the training. So we hope in the next 5 years we will substantially increase the number.
His concerns were echoed by Dr. Ruben Ngiza, chairman of the 2025 Local Organizing Committee, who warned Ghanaians against relying on unregulated herbal treatment for musculoskeletal conditions.
In this country, we have those traditional bone setters. We have almost about 20,000 of them. And we have 50 orthopedic surgeons. So they are littered all over the place. And you realize that people have readily access to them compared to coming to the hospital, right? Some of the injuries are pretty straightforward. If you fall in the hands of a good person, they will handle it for you. But many a times they go there first and they come back with complications that are very avoidable.
Dr. Ngiza also dismissed some misconceptions about orthopedic care.
That is a huge misconception, right? So the truth is that, you see, in managing trauma, realize that it's not only the fractured limb or the injured limb that you are handling. You are taking care of the patient as a whole. So the principle is that you want to save the life of the patient first before you save the life of the limb. Let us put it that way, right? So if you realize that the limb is badly injured and it is serving as a threat to the life of the patient, then that option is there, right? But having said that, as surgeons, our main aim is to reconstruct, right? So after saving the patient, we give our very best to make sure that we are saving the limb. If you've done everything possible and it is not going to help, right, then you fall on that option of amputation. But amputation is the last option.
This year's conference focused on the latest advances in musculoskeletal trauma and orthopedic care, laying out strategies for both immediate interventions and long-term reforms to improve service delivery in Ghana.
The Mental Health Authority is urging women to give more attention to their mental well-being, particularly in reducing the incidence of postpartum depression and its associated complications. Speaking during a free mental health screening and sensitization exercise at the Makwala Market, specialist psychiatrist at the Department of Psychiatry at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Abigail Harding, encouraged Ghanaians to speak up and support those facing psychological challenges.
The Mental Health Authority is urging women and the general public to prioritize their mental well-being and speak up about mental health challenges. During a free mental health screening and sensitization exercise at the Makwala Market, as part of Mental Health Month, specialist psychiatrist at the Department of Psychiatry at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Abigail Harding, highlighted the importance of mental health care for mothers, especially those dealing with the pressures of caring for newborns, urging them to pay close attention to their emotional and psychological needs.
We know that there's a high population of women here and who are not may not have access to mental health services and who may not know as much as we want them to know about how important mental health is for them. So that's why we decided that their voice also matters. So we wanted to tell them about mental health and screen them as well for the common mental health conditions we commonly see.
Dr. Harding also stressed the importance of supporting individuals with mental health issues, urging the public not to isolate those facing such challenges. She called for open dialogue and better access to professional care.
Mental health requires that you be productive in the society. You should be able to cope with the normal stresses of daily life, and whatever comes your way, you should be able to cope with it, to be able to function productively. So since women, and in particular mothers, are the central figure in the family unit, it's really crucial that their mental health is sound. To be able to not.
This year's Mental Health Month campaign is centered on the theme, Mental Well-Being, My Voice Matters.
Now, in more news tonight, following the rescue of 2 Ghanaian women kidnapped and trafficked to Nigeria, the Ghana Police Service is raising alarm over a troubling surge in online romance scams. Online romance scams, a criminal web that continues to lure unsuspecting victims with devastating consequences, are fast becoming a national security threat. Peter Kwao has more in this report.
The recent rescue of Evelyn Sewakonedu and Anastasia Bedu has shone a harsh light on the growing trend of online romance scams that are leading unsuspecting Ghanaians into danger. According to police, the victims were manipulated through fake online relationships and lured into Nigeria under the pretense of love and marriage. Once there, they were held hostage by a criminal syndicate and tortured while ransom was demanded from their families. Authorities say the public must now take online interactions seriously.
Concerning rise in romance scams and other forms of online fraud, we urge everyone to exercise heightened caution when interacting with unknown persons online. Please refrain from sharing personal or financial information and report any suspicious behavior to the police immediately.
As the investigations continue, the Ghana Police Service is intensifying its public education campaign and urging vigilance in this evolving digital landscape. Authorities say it's time for every citizen to treat their digital interactions with the same caution they would apply in the real world.
You're still watching News Tonight here on GHOne TV. We are going for a short break. We'll be back with more. Welcome back from that commercial break. Now, this is a reaction to our previous story. The two Ghanaian women abducted and trafficked to Nigeria, Evelyn Sewa Kunedu and Anastasia Beidu, have been safely returned to Ghana. Their return marks the end of a high-stake rescue operation and the beginning of a new phase in ongoing investigations.
In a major development following a harrowing international kidnapping case, the Ghana Police Service has received the two rescued kidnapping victims, Evelyn Sewa Kunedu and Anastasia Beidu, after weeks of captivity in Nigeria. The women, who were lured through an elaborate online scam and trafficked across the border, were rescued in a joint operation by the Ghana Police Service, the Nigeria Police Force, and the National Signals Bureau. According to officials, both women are in stable condition and are receiving medical care and psychological support.
As we stated then, arrangements were underway to safely transport the victims back to Ghana. I am pleased to confirm that I received the victims at Kotoka International Airport. They were accompanied by an official of the Research Department of the Ghana High Commission who confirmed that they were actually the victims we were expecting, and she's here with us to prove that she actually came with them.
Their testimonies are expected to play a key role in ongoing investigations and potential prosecutions.
Both women are in stable condition and will receive the necessary medical attention. Following that, they will go through standard police procedures to provide their accounts to assist with ongoing investigations.
The police administration, led by the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohundo, praised the seamless interagency collaboration and commended the officers who worked tirelessly to bring the women home.
The Ghana Police Service remains steadfast in its core mandate of crime prevention, detection, apprehension and prosecution of offenders. We are committed to ensuring that Ghana remains a safe and secure place for all. Our deepest gratitude also goes to the Director General of the Research Department, whose committed efforts facilitated the safe passage of the victims from Abuja to Ghana.
This incident has drawn attention to the growing complexities of transnational crime and Ghana's commitment to fighting back. The safe return of these women is a victory for law enforcement and a relief to their families, but it also underscores a broader concern: the rising threats of online romance scams.
And the president of the Ghana Bar Association, Ifua Gate, has called on churches and private organizations to emulate the association by regularly supporting orphanages such as the Osu Children's Home. She made this appeal during a visit by members of the Ghana Bar Association to the orphanage, where they donated assorted items to show love and care to the children. She emphasized the importance of giving back to society, encouraging institutions to offer even the smallest contributions to support vulnerable children.
Mother's Day is often a celebration of love, care, and maternal sacrifice for children in orphanages or those who have lost their parents. It can be a poignant reminder of loss. To share warmth and support during this time, the Ghana Bar Association marked this year's Mother's Day with a charitable outreach to the Osu Children's Home. Led by GBA President Ifua Gate, the association donated a variety of essential items aimed at easing the daily needs of the children and lifting their spirits. Speaking during the visit, Ifua Gate noted that similar donation drives are being carried out by all regional branches of the association across the country. She emphasized that the initiative reflects the GBA's ongoing commitment to giving back to society and expressed hope that the gesture will not only bring comfort but also inspire some of the children to one day enter the legal profession.
We celebrate it nationwide. All the regional bars today and within this week are making various donations from lawyers to such institutions to ensure that everyone gets to know that lawyers are not there only for the courtroom and other activities, but we give back to society. It's important that we are here with these children. Today, some of these children may even gain some inspiration that Yes, they are here, but it's possible for them to also be transformed into lawyers in the generations to come.
He further appealed to churches, organizations, and individuals to follow the association's example by regularly supporting orphanages like the Osu Children's Home, even if it's just with their widow's mite.
We pray that others would also emulate this humble gesture. We have more than enough in our homes. Let us also share with those who would want to have at least the barest minimum to get along with life. But next time when we come, there will be so many groups, you'll just be covering one group after the other. Amen. And for the churches, please pitch in. These are young ones. Tomorrow they'll have a testimony to share. Amen. And say that indeed, when they were visited, when they were inspired, they've become who they are in life today.
The Osu Children's Home received the donation with appreciation and expressed heartfelt gratitude for the thoughtful gesture.
On behalf of the center manager, who is not around at the moment, I want to say a big thank you to the Ghana Bar Association for remembering us on this festive occasion. And I want to say we are really grateful for this kind gesture. And I know this will go a long way to help the children and serve their home as well. I want to wish all of them a happy Mother's Day.
As the world prepares to celebrate Mother's Day, the Ghana Bar Association's act of generosity stands as a timely reminder that compassion, no matter how small, can bring warmth and hope to those who need it most.
Time now to bring you business news. The Deputy Minister for Works and Housing, Gisela Tete, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the Ewutu Senya West constituency, has announced government's initiation to centralize affordable housing projects across all districts in the country.
Deputy Minister for Works and Housing, Gisela Tete, inspected the sites for a new affordable housing project in the Ijumako-Enyane-Siam district in the central region. She emphasized that the project would provide much-needed accommodation for both public and civil servants. The Affordable Housing Initiative, which will be rolled out in 8 districts nationwide, will have Ejumako-Enyam-Esien as part of its first phase. She explained that addressing the housing needs of government workers at national, regional, and district offices is a key priority for the government. Additionally, the Deputy Minister encouraged private sector to take inspiration from this initiative and contribute to similar efforts.
Decent housing in the districts, that is a key thing, key objective. And also sustainable development. A sustainable developed estate is one with local building materials, that's at least, and they're also using renewable energy and all those other advantages that we can have. So it's going to improve the housing, and then this may now serve as a catalyst to the private sector for them to also come down to districts, to also come and do district housing as well. We are taking the lead, but we expect that the government cannot do it all, so we expect that the private sector will also eventually follow in due course and see that there's a demand for such kind of housing also in the districts.
The district chief executive of Ejumako-Enyane-Esien, Andrews Kojododu, encouraged both civil and public servants to take advantage of the project, calling it a valuable initiative that deserves appreciation, and emphasized that the government is prioritizing the well-being of its workers, with the Ejumako-Enyane-Esien districts benefiting from this scheme.
Because done somewhere yen mesimono or yaza ahawagen and to say what this facilitator or Bob one will be a man or transfer never hama. Name being babies in the tide and atuna watna. Most of the time it will be bahanas or ban accommodation a problem. Now as an aquapro transfer, eco baby being accommodation or a decent and national bed and budgeting project now was a bandage Macoyan ye embrace a project no ye you want your home papa.
The project is expected to be completed within 1 year following its launch in the Volta region this July.
Now from business, let's bring you the latest update in sports. Well, this evening, Ghana's under-20 male national team, the Black Satellites, are set to meet host nation Egypt in the quarterfinals of the CAF under-20 AFCON after topping Group C with 7 points. The Satellites, who are without attacker Jerry Friye, will face the Young Pharaohs on Monday, the 12th of May, at the Suez Stadium at 3 p.m. A win for the team will automatically qualify them for the under-20 World Cup in Chile. Now, President of the Ghana Football Association, Keto Kreku, has urged football fans to desist from putting up acts of violence at match venues despite their passion and love for football. The president, who was speaking yesterday at the 24th anniversary and commemoration ceremony of the 9th May stadium disaster at the Accra Sports Stadium, warned that if discipline is not maintained by football fans, more lives will be lost at match venues.
If we continue to be hooligans, we will continue to lose lives. But that is not the essence of football. Football is and will continue to bring all of us together. Football must be enjoyed in a safe environment. And football must ensure that we come together, be ourselves, enjoy, and go back home in peace.
Meanwhile, PRO of Pando House of Lions, Eric Eli Aji, has asked the GFA and football authorities to prosecute fans who are found culpable of hooliganism at match venues. The PRO was speaking on the arena on Star FM this morning.
Something that we fail to do as a country or to do as football association is that allowing fans who misbehave at match venues be prosecuted. You prosecute them, it becomes a lesson. Next time, no one will do it. But when it's just fine to the home team, probably who might not even have a hand or might not even have the control over what happened, then that is where the clubs suffer. Because clubs suffer to make matches happen. If you are telling you the amount of money clubs suffer just one match day, and at the end of the day, a fan will just come from home, misconduct himself, and then the club will have to come and pay fine on behalf of that person again. And the person walks just freely like that. That is why the deterrent measure is not strong enough to actually curtail this hooliganism at our match venue. So I believe that there should be prosecution of offenders publicly known. Then when you get to know that, hey, this person threw a stone against this referee, he was arrested, he was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment, then you get to then the realization comes that, look, you don't go to match venue and go and physically assault anybody.
As Ghana's biggest entertainment night, up next is GHOne. Ghana's biggest night in music has come once again as the 26th edition of the Telesil Ghana Music Awards lights up the Grand Arena in Accra. The event is to celebrate the finest talent across the country's music scene, honoring outstanding artistry, creativity, and influence in the industry. Here are some excerpts of last year's event. My colleague Hassan Audu from the entertainment desk is currently at the Accra International Conference Center with updates of what is happening there. Good evening to you, Hassan. Where are you currently? What is going on? I understand the red carpet has taken off.
Yes, El-Nurein, I'm currently outside right in front of the Accra International Conference Center, and currently people are now trying to make their way inside the event ground, and I understand red carpet has started already, but people are now making their way into where the event is actually happening. It's really tight out here, and yeah.
Do we know what time the event is to start?
Hello, what do you say?
What time is the event starting?
Hello?
Hassan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What time is the event starting, since you said people are now trooping into the premises?
9.
Well, we are having challenges reaching Hassan Audu. He is my colleague from the entertainment desk. We'll bring you updates in subsequent bulletins. But now let's bring you international news. Now, President Donald Trump's administration has announced that they will incentivize some unauthorized immigrants if they sign up for self-deportation and return to their home countries voluntarily. The Department of Homeland Security said it has helped some migrants obtain plane tickets so they can return to their native countries in the next 2 weeks, adding that one migrant has already returned to Honduras using the self-deportation program. That's it for the bulletin this evening. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh. I am El-Nurein Abass. Many thanks to you for tuning in. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend.